If you've been pouring time, energy, and money into your business, posting constantly, tweaking your website, testing random strategies, and still feel like nothing is really working, you're not alone. It's incredibly frustrating to do everything the experts say and still see crickets. But the truth is, most businesses fail not because they aren't trying hard enough, but because they're not using strategies that are actually proven to work. By the end of this video, you're going to know 10 marketing strategies that are guaranteed to grow any business, regardless of your niche, because they're the same strategies used by billion-dollar brands and scrappy startups alike. If you implement all 10, you will see real growth. And that brings me to strategy 1, nail your offer. Before any marketing can work, you need a strong offer, not just a product or service, an irresistible offer that solves a painful problem and is easy to say yes to. A strong offer is clear, results-driven, and makes your ideal customer feel like this was made for me. Because it's not just about what you do, it's about why they should care right now. Strong offers speak directly to a pain point or a deep desire and remove the friction around saying yes. Companies like Netflix nailed this early with a low-risk monthly price and cancel at any time. And even for myself, I created a podcast booking offer that made it easy for overwhelmed founders to say yes because I did all the outreach instead of them trying to figure out who to pitch, how to write the emails, or track follow-ups. I removed all of that guesswork. I provided the strategy, did the research, wrote the pitches, and even booked the interviews, which they really appreciated. So all they had to do was show up and shine. And the result? They saw visibility wins without adding anything to their already packed schedule. And they appreciate this very, very much. And that's what makes an irresistible offer. It solves a painful problem and saves time, energy, and mental bandwidth. Don't confuse an offer with your product. Your product is what you sell. Your offer is how you package and position it. A product is the what, like a course, a coaching program, a physical service. But an offer is the why now. And of course, the why you. It's what makes someone say, I need this, instead of, I'll think about it and let you know at a later time. An irresistible offer wraps your product in urgency, clarity, as well as transformation. It answers questions. What problems does this solve for me? How fast will I see results? What is the risk if I don't take action right now? I used to think just that listing my service was enough, but when I started naming the outcome that people will get, highlighting the time that they would save, stacking in bonuses, and removing friction, that's actually when sales got easier. Your offer should feel like basically a shortcut to the desired result, not just a menu item. If you're struggling to get traction, chances are it's not your product, it's really how you are presenting it. If you think your offer is enough to win customers, just wait until you hear about this next one. Leverage emotional copywriting. People don't buy facts, they buy emotions. Emotional copy gets attention and creates a true connection. If you think of Apple, they don't just sell tech specs, they sell a lifestyle. And even for myself, when I started writing posts that spoke to the fears and dreams of entrepreneurs, my content finally got traction. I stopped trying to sound like a textbook and started talking like a real human being, sharing the late night doubts, the what if this flops moments, and the quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, this dream could work. I wrote the kind of content I wish someone had written for me when I was struggling, and then, I don't know, one day it just clicked. People don't just want tips. They want to feel understood, and when your content reflects their inner thoughts, they stop scrolling and start listening. So remember, don't be generic. Saying we help you grow means nothing. Try this instead. We help you go from overlooked to unforgettable. Or let's say you're a fitness coach. Instead of saying get in shape, say we help women who have tried everything finally feel strong, confident, and at home in their body. The biggest mistake that you can make is writing what you think sounds professional instead of what they actually feel. If your copy could be pasted on hundreds of other websites, it's not emotional, it's invisible. Now, before I get into this next example, which may completely change the way that you look at marketing, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to crush your marketing in 2025. Strategy 3, create authority content. Now, this is content that positions you as a go-to expert. It could be tutorials, breakdowns, reviews, or even opinion pieces. When I first started creating marketing content, I was stuck trying to sound professional. I'd post generic tips like be consistent on social media, and I'll be honest, nothing really landed. And then one day, I scrapped the polished tone and recorded a simple video breaking down exactly how I helped a client going from 0 visibility to getting booked on 10 podcasts in just 1 month. And I walked through my step-by-step process and even shared the email script that I used, which blew people away. And that video didn't just perform better, it brought me actual leads. That's when I realized people want specifics, not just surface level advice. When you pull back the curtain and actually teach like you would a friend, speak to people like how you'd speak to a friend, you build credibility and you also build trust. Think of people like Gary Vee, Alex Hormozi, Vanessa Lau. They're not just posting, right? They're leading. They speak with clarity, consistency, and confidence. They don't just share wins. They explain how they got there. That's what makes their audience trust them. They give people a reason to keep watching. Every post feels like, damn, I just learned something that I can use and implement right now. To get started creating your own authority content, try tools like Answer the Public or Also Asked to find questions your ideal audience is already searching for. These tools literally hand you high-intent topics people are Googling right now. Take one of those questions, and all you need to do is turn it into a post, a video, or a carousel. Want to make it even easier? You can use Notion or Airtable to organize your content by theme, so you can easily spot repeatable content ideas that will position you as an expert. So, don't just repost trends. Teach, explain, predict, or take a stand. That's really what builds trust. Viewers aren't looking for another recycled trend, they want insight. And when you explain why something matters or what's coming next, you actually position yourself as a leader, not just a follower. And when you take a stand, especially on something that your audience truly cares about, they remember you. And the moment your content becomes interchangeable with everyone else's, your audience checks out, and that's not what you want. Authority isn't built through mimicry, it's built through boldness. But being seen as the expert won't matter if no one actually sees your content. That's where this next one comes in. Strategy 4, use platform-specific content and don't repurpose sloppily. Instagram is not YouTube, TikTok is not LinkedIn. Each platform has a unique rhythm and viewer behavior. Think of each platform like its own language. You wouldn't show up in Paris and expect everyone to understand English. So why post the same thing everywhere and expect it to perform? On Instagram, it's about fast visuals and the vibe. On YouTube, people stay for education and transformation. TikTok wants you to be quick and authentic. And then there's LinkedIn, which rewards leadership and insight. When you treat each platform like a copy and paste machine, you actually lose attention. But when you respect the culture of the platform and show up the way the audience expects to consume, you stop scrolling past and start stopping thumbs. Want to keep attention? Learn the rhythm. Want people to act? Speak their language. Even for myself, my reels flopped when I just uploaded TikToks without editing the captions or the hooks. And I'll say that I was lazy with repurposing. I'd film a TikTok, save it, slap it right onto Instagram Reels with the watermark still showing and the exact same caption, and guess what? Crickets. One day, I spent an extra 30 minutes re-editing the video directly in CapCut. I added Instagram native text, adjusting the timing to match the trending Reels audio, and rewriting the hook to be punchy and visual. That one reel, it doubled my engagement and tripled my saves. And that's when it hit me. Repurposing isn't copy and paste, it's translating. Each platform has its own culture, its own vibe, and when I started respecting that, the algorithm started respecting me. Moral of the story, if your content flops, it might not be your message at all. It might be the format. Take the time to reframe and not just repost, and avoid blind reposting because it is really, really lazy and the algorithm knows it. Slapping your TikTok on Reels with the watermark and calling it content, that's a scroll signal. Every platform has its own vibe, and if you don't adapt, you just won't get seen, period. Speaking of platforms, the next one is the lifeline of your marketing. You must do this one. Next is build and use an email list. Email is the only channel you truly own. Algorithms can't take your list away. When you rely solely on social media, it's like building a house on rented land, or worse, on sand. One algorithm change, one shadow ban, or one glitch, and your reach can vanish overnight. I personally have seen creators go from 50,000 views to 500 with no warning, but your email list, that is solid ground. You control when and how you show up. It's direct, it's personal, and doesn't depend on a platform's mood swings. Think of your email list as your safety net and your superpower. It grows with you and can go wherever you go. If you don't have a list yet, start with ConvertKit. It's simple, visual, and has powerful automation features without being super overwhelming. You can create a form, a landing page, and your first welcome sequence in pretty much under an hour. Pair that with a freebie like a checklist, a quick start guide, or even a 3-day challenge, and you are off to the races. You can build your freebie for free using Canva and host it with a shareable link or inside your ConvertKit automations. Even with a small list of my own, I've had more meaningful conversations and sales come from my emails than any social media posts. It's not about the size, in fact, it's about the relationship. One email I sent to just 300 people brought in 2 high-ticket clients, and social media might get you views, but email gets you buyers. So when someone gives you their email, they're inviting you in, and that's a level of trust no algorithm can fake. This is a mistake that I want you to avoid at all costs. When you start growing your email list, avoid only emailing when you want to sell something. Instead, nurture your list weekly, make your list feel special, because your email list isn't just a group of names, it's a relationship. And if the only time your subscribers hear from you is when you're selling something, they'll start to tune out. But if you show up consistently with value, ideas, encouragement, or even behind the scenes moments, you build real loyalty, because people buy from people they trust. And that trust is built in the in-between moments, not just in launch week. So if you want to attract leads even while you sleep, this next one is key. Strategy 6, install a lead magnet funnel. A good funnel takes someone from "who are you" to "let me give you my email." That shift only happens when your offer builds curiosity, trust, or relevance right away. Your lead magnet or freebie should be so valuable that it feels like a no-brainer to trade an email for it. The funnel's job is to create momentum and make saying yes feel natural. For example, one of my previous offers gave away a free video training on how to monetize your personal brand in exchange for email addresses. My email list grew daily and I landed high-ticket clients, and that one freebie didn't just collect emails, it built trust at scale. People were replying to the automation thinking it was a personal message, which was great. And that's the power of a well-built funnel. Not sure what your lead magnet should be? Use the 1-to-1-to-1 method. One problem, one promise, one quick win. Your funnel doesn't need to be fancy to work. Tools like Thrivecart, stan.store, or even a simple Google form connected to an email automation can help you test fast. The goal is clarity, not complexity. And remember, test one funnel at a time. Don't build 5 freebies before your first one actually proves itself. So don't complicate it, right? One freebie is better than 5 confusing PDFs and upsells. A cluttered funnel kills conversions. If your audience has to think too hard about what to do next, they're gonna bounce. So make it stupid simple and stupid valuable. Funnels are great, but you still need a reason for people to say yes, which brings us to Strategy 7, offer a clear, low-risk call to action. Don't ask for marriage on the first date. Invite them to take the next best step. That might be downloading a freebie, watching a video, or just answering a poll. The goal is to reduce friction and make saying yes feel easy, natural, and safe. When the commitment is small but valuable, people are far more likely to engage. And once they engage, you can keep building the relationship from there. If you're struggling to craft better CTAs, try using this simple formula: benefit plus time commitment plus ease. So here's an example. Want to clarify your niche in 10 minutes? Grab this one-page cheat sheet. You can use tools like beacon.by or Canva Docs to create fast, polished resources you can offer instantly. I changed a book a call or a one-to-one session with me to want 3 visibility ideas in 15 minutes, and I got 3 times more calls. The easier I made the ask, the more people said yes, and that tiny tweak turned cold leads into much warmer conversations. It wasn't that people didn't want help, they just didn't want to jump straight into a big commitment, which is understandable. So a mistake to really think about is, avoid big or high friction calls to action like let's collaborate or hop on a call, but be clear, simple, and low commitment instead. If your calls to action feel like work or leaves people confused, they're gonna ghost you. Give them one obvious, easy next step and make it feel like a win, not a chore. Now, let's talk about the backbone of visibility in 2025. Strategy 8, incorporate video early, even if it's cringe. Video builds trust faster than any other format. It lets people see your personality, your energy, and your tone, all the things that build connection in seconds. Unlike a static post, video shows that you're real and relatable, and people buy from people they feel like they know, and nothing builds that familiarity faster than showing your face and your voice. My most low-budget talking head videos with no fancy lighting, no trending music, just me speaking honestly to the camera, generated so many more DMs and money than any of the polished videos that I've ever created before. That really taught me something important. People don't connect with perfection, they connect with presence. And when I showed up as I was without trying to impress, it built more trust. The lighting didn't matter, the editing didn't matter. What mattered was the message, the emotion behind it, and the willingness to just be real with people. And the takeaway, don't wait for the perfect conditions. Authenticity beats aesthetics every single time. Remember, you have tools like CapCut or Descript at your fingertips to clean up your videos and add subtitles fast. No editing degree required. And if you're shy, start with B-roll voiceovers or screen recordings explaining something you know very well. And if you're still stuck, try CapCut or Teleprompter Plus to read your script while looking right at the camera. It makes delivery smoother and more confident while keeping things authentic. And I want you to remember to avoid waiting until you have the perfect setup. Start scrappy. Start now. Every day you wait for perfect or perfection, someone else is showing up messy and getting the clients that you were meant to help. What if you could multiply the impact of your best work without working twice as hard? That brings us to strategy 9, repurpose high-performing content. Don't reinvent the wheel, remix what's already working, go back to your top-performing posts, your emails, videos, and rework the same message into different formats. If a certain message resonated once, it's likely to resonate again, just framed differently. One viral LinkedIn post turned into a YouTube short, an Instagram reel, a carousel, and an email, and repurposing it across multiple platforms took me less than 10 minutes. That was a game changer. I used to think I had to constantly create from scratch to stay relevant, but the truth is, your best ideas really deserve more mileage. What got attention once can get attention again, and with a new format, new context, or even a new platform, that's how you stay consistent without burning out. And here's the part that really blew my mind. Each version performed differently, revealing what kind of storytelling my audience connected with the most. And I loved every moment of it. And that's how you grow smarter and faster, not necessarily by doing more, but by doing what works better. So, make sure that you avoid repurposing low performers and repurpose only high performers. Only multiply what already resonates. If it didn't work the first time, don't spread it around, refine it, or leave it. Repurposing should amplify your wins, not your misses. All right, this last one is what separates marketing that looks good from marketing that converts. The best content is a preview of the transformation that you offer. It doesn't just highlight the what, it gives a glimpse of the how. When someone watches your video, reads your posts, or downloads your freebie, they should walk away with a real win, even if it's a small one. That's how you build trust, demonstrate value, and create a desire for your full offer. Use the PAS framework, problem, agitation, solution, when creating content. Start by calling out a real struggle your audience faces. Make them feel the cost of ignoring it. Then walk them through a real actionable step to solve this problem. And here's a bonus tip. Create a free resource with that solution, like a quick checklist or a worksheet, and offer it in your caption or email. Not only are you helping, you're building a warm audience that trusts you before they even buy, which is incredible. When I gave away the frameworks and tools that clients normally pay me for, like sometimes even hundreds and thousands of dollars for, something wild happened. My inbox, it actually blew up. I wasn't even trying to sell anything. I was just sharing value. I was showing the exact steps I use with my paying clients. And that's when it clicked. People don't want to be teased. They need to be helped. That one post where I broke down a process others gatekeep, it didn't just get likes, it got me leads, speaking invites, and people saying, I've been waiting for someone who teaches like this. The biggest lesson: giving generously doesn't devalue your work, it demonstrates it. When you stop holding back and start treating your free content like a preview of the paid experience, people don't just question your price, they actually chase it. Avoid being a gatekeeper. Instead, give value freely because execution is the separator. Most people aren't struggling because they don't know what to do. They're struggling to just do it. So stop worrying that sharing your tips will make you irrelevant. It's actually the opposite. When you give real value, clear steps, powerful insights, or even small wins, you build trust and you become that go-to person. The truth is, even if you hand someone the playbook, most won't implement it without the support. And the few who do, they'll become your biggest fans. So, giving value freely builds credibility, creates momentum, and positions you as someone who actually helps, not just talks about it. You now have 10 proven strategies. Choose 2 to 3 and start implementing this week. Don't just watch this video and move on. Drop a heart in the comments if you're about to level up your marketing. And hey, if this video gave you value, imagine what will happen if you hit the subscribe.